Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. On this channel, we talk about problems people face in their day-to-day lives. Let's start with a video.
We had been dating for almost 4 years before we decided to get married. She proposed to me, and how could I refuse when I was head over heels in love with her? We started preparing for our wedding, but the issue was that it was not easy to get approval from my fiancé for anything. She would sooner or later find a problem in everything, and that made wedding preparations even harder. My fiancé is a very loving and caring woman who manages everything gracefully and is never irresponsible with anything. She loves to take control, and that ends better because she is just great at almost everything. She's also a bit stubborn and rarely listens to anyone else. As we were deciding the guests and were creating a list, she had a problem with every other person and would say that he or she was not welcome. I was okay because most of those people were from her side, and if she was not ready to see them at our wedding, why would that bother me? When I was listing down guests from my side, she continued to tell me that a particular person was not coming because there was a lame reason for it. I told her that she had guests from her side as she liked, and had no say in who was coming from my side. She said that she was not going to see any weird person at our wedding, and that made me furious. I asked her why every other person seemed weird in one way or another to her, and what made her think that she was just perfect. She said that if she was not the perfect one, I could find a perfect woman to marry, and went to her bedroom. I apologized the next morning and made her breakfast before she left for her office. She was in a better mood, and that was a sigh of relief. The next drama she created was when we had to decide the venue. She wanted a beach party, and I kept on telling her that it was too hot for a beach party, and that we could simply book an air-conditioned hall. She kept saying that it was her dream since childhood and she would not get married if it was not a beach wedding. I told her that things were getting quite complicated and she was right about calling the wedding off. When she felt that I was not going to surrender and a beach wedding was actually a stupid idea in such weather, she told me that it was all right and I could book whatever venue I wanted to. I told her that if we were already fighting like that, our marriage was not going to be easy at all, and she could think about it. It was my fiancé who had to decide our attire for the wedding day, and I trusted her blindly in that regard because she had incredible taste. My wife bought her gown, and it was amazing, so I was expecting the same for my suit. When we went to try it on, I liked the suit, but my fiancé told me that it looked old-fashioned. She made me try another suit which was so fitted that it was choking me. I told her that the suit was a big no, as it was well fitted. I also said that if it could be altered a bit, it would look great. She told me that she did not want to alter it, as the fittings were showing off my well-built body, and would look amazing on me. I told her that I could not wear it, as it is because it literally suffocated me. I knew my wife was going to create a drama, so we left the outlet and came back home. She told me that I was crazy and had zero fashion sense because that dress was perfect in every way. I told her that I had no problem and would wear it if it got some alterations, but my wife was not ready to listen. The next day, when I came back from my office, my wife told me that she had bought that suit on her way back from the office. I was pissed off and had decided that I was not going to wear it even if it got altered. I waited for her to leave her office the next day and then took the dress to return it. I have returned the dress and the money is with me. I know my wife is going to go crazy, but I don't care at all. AITA? My fiancé came back and noticed that my suit was not in the closet when she was putting in a few more dresses that had arrived. She panicked and ran to me to tell me that the suit was not there. I told her that I had returned it as I was not going to wear that suit at any cost. She told me that I had taken it to my ego and was just acting like that because I did not want her to decide the suit for me. I told her that she was right and could do whatever she wanted to. She asked me if the money was with me or in the account, to which I told her that it was with me, and I was not going to give it to her as I had to buy a suit for my wedding, which did not seem to happen. She yelled at me and asked me how I dared to say something like that, and why would I step back just because we could not agree on a suit. I left the house and went to stay at a friend's place. The next morning, my fiancé had spammed my inbox with messages saying that she was sorry and never wanted to hurt me like that. She went on and said that she would purchase another suit for me or the one I liked at the outlet. She begged me to return, and I came back to my house as I had to go to my office too. She asked me for the money and told me that she was going to buy the suit on her way back. I said nothing, got ready, had my breakfast, and here I am at my office right now. I cannot believe that my soon-to-be wife is that difficult and cannot get things through her thick head. I came back from my office yesterday and was preparing dinner when she came back from the office. She announced that she had bought the suit for me, and now none of us were allowed to argue. I went to see the suit, and to my dismay, it was the same shitty suit my wife wanted me to wear. I did not say anything and went back to the kitchen. We were having dinner in utter silence when she told me that the suit was going to look amazing on me, and I had to cheer up. She held my hand and asked if I was all right. I told her that everything was okay and she should not worry at all. I went on and said that I was ready to wear the suit and she should not think about that anymore, as there were so many preparations that needed our attention. I am definitely going to buy another dress, and I am going to surprise her on the wedding day. If she is so stubborn and she doesn't even care for what I want, I do not care what she will feel when I will appear in the suit of my choice. I got ready at my friend's place as he had invited me and had made arrangements for me. I wore the suit that I had bought just a day before my wedding and had sent it to my friend's place. My wife had no idea that I was going to switch the dress, and I was honestly craving for her reaction. I got ready and reached the venue on time. She was walking down the aisle and looked extremely beautiful, but as she drew closer, her expression changed and I could see the disgust on her face. I knew she was going to get pissed off, but I never imagined the way she reacted. My fiancée took a glass of wine as she was walking toward me, and I still did not understand what she was up to. As my fiancée came and stood in front of me, she asked me who I thought I was. I looked at her and I was stunned. That was the moment my fiancé threw a glass of wine at me. I was shocked and froze for a few moments, and then announced that the wedding was cancelled. I left the venue and went to my friend's place. I am still here at this place, and do not even want to see the bitch's face again. My ex-fiancé kept on calling me and texting me like crazy. I responded to her call and told her that she had to leave my house immediately or I was calling the cops. She said that she would not leave until I did not talk to her. I went to my place, and she begged me to reconsider my decision. I told her that we were not getting married at all, and I should have made that decision months ago. She told me that it was a shame for her to be rejected like that, and how she would face her circle. I asked her how she thought that the wedding was going to proceed after she had reacted like that. She said that she had lost her cool and did not understand what she was doing. I made her leave my place and told her that she was not supposed to contact me again, or I was going to involve the cops to handle her ass. NTA, that was a perfect reaction from OP, and how was even he going to take the vows after she had thrown the wine on him? OP should have done that long before the wedding day, as she was already giving red flags every day. It is still great that OP did not trust her in the end and did not decide to give her a chance, as she did not deserve it at all. NTA, that woman was awfully pathetic and unbearable. I do not get how OP managed to spend 4 years with her. She was used to taking charge and did not want OP to interfere in any of the planning. She was served well, and how did she even expect that OP was going to marry her after what she had done? The woman is such a jerk.
Next story.
I'm a 26-year-old woman. I live with my dad, 64, and his wife, 53. Honestly, I hate living here, but I can't afford to move out yet, so here we are. For context, I'm Italian, and here it's not uncommon for people to stay with their parents into their 20s. Anyway, my dad's wife has a habit of moving my stuff around that makes my blood boil. For example, if I leave my cigarettes on the balcony table next to the ashtray, she moves them on the other side of the balcony. Every single day. Anything I leave in the kitchen, and I mean food, not mugs or other items, gets rearranged and moved despite already being in the proper section of the pantry. I used to have a soap dispenser shaped like Darth Vader in the bathroom, a gift from childhood friend, and she just removed it without telling me anything. It was literally the only item on the whole bathroom that she hadn't picked when we moved here. I could go on for hours since this has been happening for at least a couple of years, but basically I can't leave anything anywhere outside of my bedroom without it being moved, thrown out, or hidden somewhere. I'm at the point of storing shampoo and skincare in my bedroom. I keep most of my meds in my freaking bedside table, as it's happened before. One time I was having an asthma attack and went to the meds cabinet, and my backup inhaler was nowhere to be found. Yesterday morning I needed my allergy meds I take every day and couldn't find them, so I snapped and told her to stop moving my stuff around, and to at least tell me where the hell she puts my meds if she can't help moving them. She got super mad and accused me of being a disrespectful roommate and a leech and unappreciative of all she does around the house. To be honest, I laughed in her face since I literally do all the cleaning, and I mean all of it. I'm the one who does every single household chore. So I'm not sure what her contribution is other than spending my dad's money since she doesn't have a job and isn't even looking for one. Needless to say, she didn't take that well and now is super offended and mad at me. So am I the a-hole here? Should I apologize? For all the people suggesting I get a lock on my door, I cannot do that as I have harmed myself in the past, and even though I'm in therapy and doing much better, and it hasn't happened in years, my dad explicitly asked me not to, as he's terrified of it happening again, and not being able to intervene, and I get it. So I'd rather not make him worry. NTA, she doesn't want you there and is trying her best to make you so uncomfortable that you'll leave. That's not up to her solely. If your father is happy to have you in the home, then you need to speak with him and have him address the issue with his wife. She should not be playing passive-aggressive games with you. Sounds like she needs a job. Because she's got way too much time on her hands to be so petty and spiteful. NTA, she's being passive-aggressive. She doesn't want to talk to you directly about whatever it is that's bothering her. She's just trying to make you miserable enough that you move out of her house faster. She keeps the attacks small enough so that she doesn't appear to be the villain in the story. You do not owe her an apology. When she moved your asthma inhaler, she crossed the line from annoying to dangerous.
Next story.
So I am a 27-year-old woman, and I've been married to my husband, 29, Tom, for 7 years. We have been together for 10. I work at an equine center and with clients' horses. I've been in the horse world for about 22 years. Since I was 10, an older instructor took me under his wing. Let's call him Will. He taught me nearly everything I know now and is considered a part of our family. We used to go to different regions on competitions and spent a lot of time living together, with either me and my parents staying at his or the other way around, as well as when renting flats if the competition was longer than a week. It is important to know that Will has his own family of a wife around his age and a son, currently 39, married and has a kid. My parents are also really close to him and his family. Due to how early he appeared in my life, I think of him as an uncle or mentor and still talk to him about any problems I have with horses or asking for some life advice. Will is currently just over 70 years old and has some health problems, so I try to call him and visit him as much as I can since he did so much for me and my family. I also run small errands for him if his wife or son are not available for some reason. Like, I can go to the shop or give him a lift if I'm in the area. Now, my husband has always been hostile to Will. Will wasn't fond of him either, but he kept things civil, while my husband would blow up without a reason. As I'm spending more time around Will, it became a real issue for Tom and his parents, to the point of his parents coming over unannounced. They were saying how much it hurts their feelings for me spending time with Will and his family instead of them, and that I should review my priorities since they are family. Now, that's where I can be an a-hole. I have lost my cool and have told them that Will and his family are like a second family to me and an extension to my own. I have informed them that he showed both me and Tom kindness and support, while my in-laws couldn't be bothered to visit or call us during any emergencies, while Will was there. I have also told Tom that he shouldn't behave like this since Will always treated him with kindness. This resulted in Tom storming off together with his parents and calling me an a-hole for saying that Will is more of a family than they are. AITA? NTA. And let me get this straight. In the comments, you mentioned that they seem to view non-blood relatives as not family, and yet they and hubby are mad you don't consider them close family? Oh boy, the hypocrisy is strong in them. Why are you married to him? Being alone isn't too bad. It beats having a crybaby of a hubby like yours, and there are better men out there than that baby you're married to. NTA, it's lovely that you are so close to Will and are supporting him with running errands and other help. It sounds like your husband is jealous of this relationship, which is quite frankly creepy of him since Will could be old enough to be your grandfather, and I'm sure you've never given him any reason to think your friendship isn't platonic. You treat him as part of your extended family. It's absolutely none of your in-laws' business who you spend time with. It's clear your husband has been telling them a different story to make them take his side as opposed to yours. I would ask your husband exactly what his problem is with Will, since to me, his point of view is completely unreasonable.